Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how are my snipers doing today? I hope you guys are doing fantastic. Listen up. Live streams will start this month, either on the first or the second. I have to set up my new setup pretty much, right? I'm having a new setup, so gotta just adjust a couple of things, move things around, do all that. But live streaming will start happening. We'll probably start with just something short, like 20 minutes, to see how things go, talk about coins, look at charts, just start putting the community together and, chatting with you guys. But look, other than that, today we're talking about Turbo, right? We can see that Turbo is out in Dubai. Thrilled to be at the 1001 Crypto Nights in Dubai. Looking forward to seeing you all at the iconic, beach club for an unforgettable night. Shout out to L Bank Exchange for making this possible. And we can see the legend himself, Turbo, is over here. And that is what we love to see. Now, I don't know what's hidden. Oh, people, people listing and talking about other coins. We don't care. Turbo is king, right? And yeah, we can see also something I do want to mention is that posts, right, have been overall getting better views. Generally speaking, there was a time where the views were kind of low. Now they were even higher during the peak of Turbo. We can see, 24K for this one, 10K, 9.4. This is not ours, but 12K, 11K, 15K, 11K. And when we were super pumping, I believe we are even averaging at maybe like upwards of 18, 20K. It was kind of crazy. It doesn't matter too much. Crypto, it moves in bursts. Everything is just all about momentum. And in the moment, we can see we're almost at 111,000 followers. That is what we like to see. 310 million market cap, 88 million volume. So look, volume is back. I remember some people used to be concerned about it, saying it's bad this, bad that. Ultimately, in the end, we saw what happened, right? We saw what happened. Volume is absolutely fantastic for a coin like Turbo. And yeah, I mean, things are looking pretty good. If we do go, here to see all the holders, we can see that we're almost at 54,100. I just remember when we were like 8,000 holders ago, um, crazy times how things are moving super fast. People are consistently joining. I remember, maybe like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, we dipped in holders like what, about 100. So I guess some people sold near the bottoms, and then they just got wrecked. Yeah, it's very unfortunate. Now you can see I have this drawn out for Turbo because I actually drew this in the Discord as well, because look, practically this is what I expected, right? We have some type of momentum here. We have some type of zone here, right? We practically bounce off here, and then we have a little bit of pullback. And then what I expect overall with Turbo are continuation sells, in my opinion, right? Gotta remember that we did start the new monthly candle, right? So, right now, this monthly candle is looking absolutely fantastic, right? It's a little weaker than I wanted to. Well, first of all, it's a beautiful green candle. I mean, let me just correct myself. All right, we just went from 0.0013, and at one point we're at 0.0058, and we finished at 0.0045. So it's a beautiful candle. It's a beautiful candle, but I was just saying, decent size rejection, but it doesn't matter because the momentum was so damn strong that, of course, it can't literally hold all of that momentum. It's like impossible, right? It is just too much. I mean, like I said, crazy. So I backtrack that statement. It looks good. I do expect things to pull back. I did, this candle right over here is a monthly order block, right? So we have this, but we also have the support, ladies and gentlemen, right? So it's a double confirmation, in my opinion, that we will most likely be coming back to like the 0.0034, the 35, right? That just seems the most probable for me, right? A bigger pullback, a bigger retest to then continue pushing up. We could see that, the last big candle we had was actually on Saturday, the most rarest day to get this type of candle. And then you can see, I did say, right, there was most likely going to be some type of rejection for this Monday candle, and then we did sell off the following days. Now things are slowing down a little bit, right? Things are slowing down a little bit. I expect Bitcoin to sell off. In case I'm wrong, we could get something like this before we then go lower, because I don't really expect for us to be holding. And I also do expect something like Bitcoin generally to want to retest lower before pushing up. Now, I could be wrong, right? I could be wrong. And the reason why I say this is because, you know, it's the new month, right? It is the new month. So before we go down, we might want to take out this weekly candle over here, which is also the monthly candle of April. So there's a decent chance that we might go from practically 95K upwards to, let's just say, 96K before we sell off. I do expect a little bit of a pullback. For something like Bitcoin, I don't expect it to be coming back here. I expect Bitcoin to practically stay above 90K, probably, you know, um, for the rest of time until we start pumping, right? There's no reason to go back below this big zone. And you're probably wondering, well, why am I mentioning Bitcoin? Because, well, Bitcoin's the head of the snake. So if Bitcoin starts selling off, then, expect a little bit of a sell off from something like Turbo. But look, like I said, if we do get this sweep first, then we probably would go up what 1, 2, 3%, right? Not even like 3%, and before we go back down. But overall, I expect us to range a little bit, which means Turbo is most likely also going to range, which would be very, very perfect, right? If Turbo sells off to the zone we expect of, let's just say 0.035, 36, 37, and we start ranging, that is actually going to be perfect because, right, even if we just take, this general very, very big area, if it just starts going sideways here, take my path, starts going sideways here, that's good for us, right? We want it to respect this because once it respects, again, we will start bursting to the upside very, very quickly. I do expect momentum to, continue, especially up until roughly 0.007608, because there's a lot of imbalance here. So, very quick recoveries to almost, very big, nice, relevant tops should be happening over the next 2 months, which is very, very exciting. But yeah, that is practically it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow because we talk about Turbo every day, and I love Turbo. I know you guys do too. And guys, telling you the next few months are going to be absolutely crazy. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. I believe in, based off the data, guys, I seriously believe, that middle to late summer, early fall is going to be the peak of altcoins. Of course, we'll take it one step at a time. Anyways, I love you guys so much, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Goodbye.